Pandey. I'm an ACCA Affiliate. This is the very first time that you're meeting with us over the YouTube channel that we do have, the Mantis Mic. The purpose of the topic, the changes that has been made by the ACCA recently. This is going to be the agenda of the topic, but before proceeding with that, I would like to let my co-host speak about herself, and then we'll begin with asking some of the question to her.
Hi everyone, I am Meher Gupta and I'm an ACCA student. So in this video, we will talk about the future of ACCA. As the co-host said, that we will talk about the redesigning part. The ACCA has implemented a lot of changes, and in this whole session, we would like to talk about all those changes so that you will have a better clarity and understanding of it.
So can we claim this will be the most detailed video that the student would be having till now?
This would be the detailed analysis of all the things that ACCA has mentioned, and we will try our best to make you guys understand in a very easy and possible manner.
And both of us are in a position to let you know what it would be affecting as in if you are an ACCA affiliate, what it would be affecting if you are an ACCA student, and we'll talk about how it would be affecting ACCA member as well. Considering all of the things, we will be talking and we'll let you know what are the things that are there and that are going to affect, and you have to take care of it. Proceed ahead in the lecture or the session that you do have today. So just to brief you all that this presentation will be provided in the description of the video, through which you can just go to the link that will further help you out in giving all the knowledge, because we have summarized so many things from that only, and we will be using the demo of the article only just to give you the totally reference or accurate information. With that perspective, we have attached this PDF in the description book, through which you can download and just click on the link and then just go to there and just refer all the things which are available there. Well, if I proceed with the main thing which is there, agenda. So what are the things that we will look around, or what are the things that we have planned to talk about in today's lecture?
So here is our agenda. We will focus on why ACCA have implemented these changes. Since I have given you the glimpse, but we will talk in detail that why ACCA implemented this, because we have existing qualification going on, right? So I think there is a need to for change, and ACCA has given us an idea how to do it, and the change will be implemented from 2027. So there is no need to worry. We'll talk about that in detail as well. Secondly, we will talk about exam, employability modules, awards, and designation. The ACCA have mentioned on their websites. We will look onto this on detail. Next, the exam exemptions. Since we do not have overall clarity upon the exemptions, but yes, we will talk about this on as well. Next is practical experience. We will talk about a practical experience as well, since in past there is 36 months. So we would like to know that is this the same or changed? Next, we will be having at last transition and FAQs. We will talk about some frequently asked questions asked by the students to the ACCA. So yeah.
See, I have been very vocal about it, and I want to emphasize on that. What are the changes? Something not be a question, right? The question of yours should be that why there are changes, right? Because ultimately, knowing why would put you on thinking the long-term objective, why the ACCA is bringing change, and they have been very vocal or they have been very constant about it, right? Because the last change ACCA has made was in 2017, where the ACCA paper has been changed. After that, they have changed the SBF, the way of examining, and now they're looking forward to change all the way of the testing all the papers, right? You will see the skill level has now been replaced by the expertise. The foundation, there were 7 papers used to be, now has been replaced by the 3 papers. So they are doing something, they're looking forward to. So we will be looking around them and this deal, what are the things are there. So why there are changes? Would you please have some light on this?
So since you have said that why there are changes should be the major questions by the students, so we have certain pointers here. ACCA redesigning its qualification to meet evolving business needs means ACCA wants us to be evolved in daily life, to be be very readily available for the things, for the skills, and we should evolve ourselves, not just to limit to the books, but yes, to the world.
Okay. If I just talk, the second point which is there, that new awards and designations will recognize student achievement and boost career prospect. Like they were used to be like once you're done with the knowledge level paper, so there was a certification, diploma in accounting in the basic diploma, right? After completing 9 papers, there was another paper, another diploma that you were getting. After completing all the papers that they were another diploma certificate that you were getting. So at every step, even after completing the foundation, the knowledge level, the expertise level, which is the new name they have replaced from the skill level to the expertise level and the strategical professional level, at every step, you will be recognized by the award and designations, right?
Yes, true. I think it is important too, because it will boost the student achievement, so that student who has completed the knowledge level does not feel that I have not done anything, and if it requires there are certain places it requires certification, so that we have that certification even after knowledge level to show us that yes, we are really into something, and the global qualification.
Exactly. Or if I just say that why they are changes, so I think they have changed throw some of the mindset, because they have been very vocal about this and they have been very practical oriented about this. Because the papers that we do see in the financial or the professional level papers are more on the subjective or more on the 100% application, right? So the paper which are there, such as the paper that are there, like the statistical professional paper, which is now will be added by the data science paper, which is additional paper, which will be there. You will see, you will realize that the introduction of all this just to make it is more experiential learning environment, right? And these are all the things which are written, and they are this basically claiming. So as we can see, the experiential learning environment will more than an availability focus assessment. What does it mean? That they are trying to do something that will enrich the possibility of getting you employed. They have shifted their focus. Obviously, they were focusing on the sustainability, but now their major focus has been on the sustainability, the AI, the data science, and just looking ahead what they are doing in the future. Guys. And what I think so that the think ahead is something the line they just not say, but they believe so.
Strengthening the core syllabus while offering, since we have talked about the social impact, AI and technology. So AI has taken a lot of our things, and it is making people jobless as well. So ACCA does not want that for their students. So I think it is very essential to us to be very connected with the AI, how the things work in every field, not just in accounting, but yes, I do think that in every field AI has taken a lot of our work. Next, we have is strengthening the core syllabus while offering flexible operations at the final level. We will talk about this in detail, that what are the changes that ACCA has implemented in the final level. But yes, they do have provide us more flexibility. We will look onto this in detail.
They are not forcing
providing
any subject
tailored
on us,
education
right?
support for flexible.
They are not forcing any subject. They are just giving the options to make ourselves expertise on one of the field that we want to look forward to. And this is one of the great things about the ACCA, because it has been always been the flexible course out there, but it is now given us the scope to work on by the choice that we wanted to do. So what is your take on that they provide tailored education support for the flexible and successful study journey? Because it is something, is it trying to connect with the new ACCA platform, the practice platform, or ACCA studio, or something like that? What is your take on this?
I think that they have implemented their new practice platform as well, and also they have implemented some more exams, some more subjects in expertise level or in the professional level. So by mean tailored education support, I think they are giving the students the choices we can make that in one exam amongst the 5 what we need to take. So this means, I think, the tailored education support. Also, they are providing us a study hub, by means we can study at our own flexibility, at our own per needs. What are the things that we would like to cover on the study hub? We would like to make ourselves more knowledge focused. Now, maintaining rigor and strong ethical foundation at the core of the qualification. I think strong ethical foundation by means they are already providing us the EPSM module, and they have introduced more modules in their qualification right
Obviously,
now. So
that is
this will be more ethically approached.
Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly.
This would
now,
be.
We probably will be looking around the papers along with the essential employability module, like what is additional there, what is new there. Now the time has come, we will be looking around what is additional level which is there, what is the paper change restrictions, something we can say. All of the things has been summarized and they have been given, or this seat also has been provided by the ACCA just to give us the summary of what is basically the changes, the major changes. So this can also be known as in the reflection of the major changes which are there or made by the ACCA. If we talk about foundation level, so foundation level is basically our mandatory for those students who does not meet the minimum eligibility criteria. If that would be the case, in that case, they have to pass all of the 3 exams. Before it used to be the foundation in accountancy, that is an IFA, right? FIA. And there was 7. There used to be 7 papers, which now has been reduced to 3 papers, right? Once any student who is done with 3 papers, they will be doing the module, which is an enterprise and entrepreneur, that will make them to have the diploma in accounting and business, which is used to be given after completing the knowledge level paper. Hope you remember that. If we talk about the knowledge level paper, so now the knowledge level paper has been 3. It used to be the previous one, but there is one change that need to be taken care of. The business paper, the business and technology paper has now been removed there, because this has been shifted to the foundation paper, decision making with data. So this is more of the business technology paper that you will be learning about, like how you're making a business decisions, right? So here the law paper from your skill level has been shifted to the knowledge level paper. So you will be seeing that financial accounting, management accounting has been the 2 same papers, but the business law has been shifted from the skill level to the knowledge level. And it used to be like that, because ultimately the only paper in the skill level was about the knowledge law paper that was about for the MCQ base, right? That was an only single paper that was coming for the MCQ, and that was an all-demand paper. So what I'm thinking that the foundation level and the knowledge level paper will still remain the on-demand paper like it used to be, and the expertise in the professional papers would be on the quarter base, right? Once we're done with the knowledge level paper, we will see that there's a diploma module that need to be done, the responsible management, business management, right? So you can see they are just giving the module as an expertise. what I can feel, so that an individual who is doing ACCA will understood himself that he's doing MBA with different set of the papers, right? Responsible management, business management. This is one of the core skill that is taught to the student of the MBA. So something the ACCA is thinking about the student and more focused on the, because ultimately whosoever is studying the MBA, so they are not another student who's just studying from the book. They are working on the practical aspect, right? And this is what has been the major light of the ACCA, that they basically focus on the scenario-based, application-based, and giving this model will emphasize this and give a more focus on this toward the same. If I ask you, Mehak, would it be okay if to explain and just put your light on the expertise and the professional level papers and what are this digital tech and innovation would be there and the ethical and sustainability leadership? Because we have been very vocal about, and the ACCA has mentioned this multiple times. Even triple A paper, SBR paper, which used to be paper till now and which will remain your paper till 2027, you will see the sustainability is standard that is there, and I think what I can say that at every attempt you are seeing some of the question for 5 to 8 marks, even your triple A, SBR paper, SBL paper. So all of these three papers are coming with something with the sustainable leadership. Along with ethics has been the topic for all of the paper of the ACCA, and that will remain. So would you please just put your line on this, the expertise in the professional, ethical profession, and what are these modules are?
Since we have already talked about the foundations and knowledge level exams, changes have implemented in both of these levels. Now we are coming on to the expertise level. Previously, this was called as a skill level. Now it has changed their name to expertise level. In this level, we will be having 5 exams. We used to have 6 exams in this, the law one, which has removed from here, but now we are having 5 exams. The name, as you can see on the screen, E1, E2, E3, E4, and E5. After completing these exams, you need to complete the module, which is digital tech and innovation. So I'm clearly thinking that in expertise level, ACCA is trying us to improve our expertise in all the different skills, right? It's telling us to be learn the taxation, learn the financial reporting. Also, along with it is giving light on the performance and data analysis as well, which was previously not there. So now it is giving us a chance to enhance our expertise in digital tech and innovation as well, because we are living in an era of technology. We need to make several changes in daily basis. Yeah, we need to increase our knowledge on a daily basis to cope up with the environment, right? So after completing the module digital tech and innovation, we will be having advanced diploma in accounting and business, right? Also, we will be having a chance of doing BSc in professional accountancy. We will talk about this later, but now here, after completing all the 5 papers and the modules digital tech and innovation, we will get to get ourselves advanced diploma in accounting and business. This is all about the expertise level.
Just would like to add on a point on this, the name that they have changed from the skill level to expertise. As you can see the change by the name, the mindset, right? But the expertise, what I can think of, that they will be putting on more focusing on the application. So it could possible that the focus that they were giving into the professional level paper, the application they were giving might shift to the expertise this time. This could possible that we might see more of the subjective type of the question in the expertise label. It could possible that 40% might change to the 40-60 ratio in subjective and that's MCQ. It could possible.
Yes, there might be chances that they can, change the structure of the exam, but this would, we will talk about this later on. Now, I think by expertise, they are more on application driven now. They want us to be, think like a leader, a professional accountant. Previously, before becoming an ACCA member, they want us to be like that.
If I just put a line, if I just put a focus on the 4, that is an E4, that is an exam 4, the finance and investment, right? It used to be the financial management paper. See how they have shifted their mindset. Now they are just not talking about the finance, they are talking about the investment. They are going to talk about the investment. If you can see the performance measurement has now been shifted with performance with data analytics. So they will make the major portion of the syllabus on the data analytics, right? Into the financial management, they will put major focus on the investment, right? Audit risk control. These are the 3 different sources of the audit that can be done on the assurance, can be done on that. Audit assurance, risk assurance, and control assurance. So all now the assurance is not there. But we will be learning about the assurance on three of the flat area: the audit, the assurance, the risk assurance, the control assurance, right? If you can just put some light on the professional level paper along with what you were saying, please proceed with that.
Yeah. Also, in the premiers, they have said that they will more on sustainability, technology, and data focus. So they have implemented these exams just to let us know that these are the things that we should be more focused on in our qualification, which we'll be implementing from 2027. Now we have strategic and professional level. In this level, we have 2 mandatory exams that we need to complete. Number 1 is strategic business leader, which previously we used to have, and we still have that. I think this is one of the most important exams. I clearly believe that this is one of the most professional exam in the ACCA level, in the whole professional level, because in this exam you will get to learn so many things. You will not be more theoretically based. So this will remain the same. Secondly, we have business and sustainability reporting, which previously used to have strategically and business reporting. They are more focused on sustainability, as they have said. So they have introduced the new exam, which is S1, business and sustainability reporting. Now we have optional exams. We are having 5. Need to pick one, and we need to clear one as an optional exam. Previously, we have 2 options.
So it has
you
been
can
reduced
clearly
from
see on
2
the
before.
screen.
Before it used to be 2 papers for an optional
Yes.
paper out of the
Previously,
4.
we used to take 2 optional exams, and now we need to take only 1 optional exams along with 2 mandatory ones in the professional level.
So is this
So
something
overall,
they have done?
there will be only.
They have made an easy job for the student, but probably what I can think of, the difficulty might get harder this time because they have So we have to.
As we have talked about the exams in the strategy and professional level, we have a module in this as well, which is ethical sustainability leadership. I think this module will be a very challenging one, as I can see. So by completing this module, by completing all the exams of ACCA that they have given to you, you will be receiving ACCA qualification certificate. Okay, and then you have a chance to do masters onwards. That is purely your
I think
choice.
you have missed to mention about the MNC, which is basically offered by the ACCA. Once you've done all of the paper, you have a chance to get yourself an MSc with one of the renowned university. I cannot name the same because I am not able to remember the same, but there's an option to do the MSc after.
Yeah, as I have said, there will be a chance for us to do the masters. If you want to opt that, you can.
Sure. So what next slide says? So yes, these are basically the date which we have mentioned. Like foundation knowledge level will become applicable, and the very first time they will be going to be tested will be from the July itself, July 2027. Expertise people would be having something to more extra to deal. Like for example, if we just cover on that, so expertise level will start from the same year 2027, but the month would be the different. That would be the September one. Other than that, there are the 3-4 points which I'd like to highlight on the same. That E4, that is in finance and investment, and the E5, that is performance with data analytics, will be completed with the university partner as a part of the BSc program. And these 2 papers need to be completed. If there would be any exemption, in that case, these 2 papers will be the mandatory one if you would like to have the BSc from the University of London, which is then now the current affiliation of the ACCA, just for the BSc program, right? Other than that, what you can see that these exams must be taken along with the digital track and innovation essential employability module. This will further enhance your employability skills, but something will give you a diploma after completing this paper, right? So what I can think of, after every diploma you get, your employability will on the same thing, right? It will not be that they are just focusing or they are just renowning or they are just appreciating when you're just done with the ACCA. They will be giving you or appreciating you with everything that every step that you're moving at. As you can see, the last point which are there, that successful completion of the exam and the employability module award the advanced diploma in accounting and business, right? A student can also have an option to earn the BSc in professional accounting from the University of London, but this is to ensure that E4 and E5 need to be done if you're looking forward to the same. If you can move to the next slide, which is there. A strategic professional level paper. So at this, they are going to start with the paper of the expertise. Like you can see, because ultimately the skill level paper and the professional level used to have sitting together, and it will remain the same thing. But you will see the additional paper which is there is a data science professional paper, which will become the additional optional paper. And this will lead to the 5 optional paper. Out of those 5 optional paper, you have to select only one. And this is made specifically by the ACCA just to put you in a position to choose the expertise for yourself, right? They're not forcing you to do the 2 papers. The reason of giving you only 1 paper is just to choose yourself the one where you want to do. For example, you will be having advanced taxation, advanced audit. You will be having data in science and other advanced performance, advanced of the performance measurement, right? And then you will be having advanced of the financial paper. So these are the papers that are there. And I think those are going to reflect the expertise that you would like to build on. Now, if we just have a discussion on what are the scenario, if there would be any for the exemption. So ACCA has made it clear that they will be considering giving exemption to ACCA papers to the student, but they have not made it clear through the policy. So we still have to wait for the policy, which probably will be there or will be given by them in the due period when we have a time from now to 2027, right?
Any points regarding the ACCA exemptions, and we cannot just talk about it because the policy will be coming in upcoming months.
If you talk about the practical experience, if I just have to summarize that, in that case, still you need to complete the 36 months PR, but 6 months can be waived if you are going to have a module which is basically made by the ACCA. So that will be the one. The module will be known as an optional employability module. If you're going to select that, in that case, your 6 months of the PR will be reduced. In that case, you will be just doing the PR for the 2.5 years, right? This is the summarized way of like what is in practical. And if you like to put on something on this, please proceed with the same.
Yes, the modules we have discussed in the previous slides, knowledge level module and expertise and professional level module, that was the mandatory one. In order to complete all the modules, in order to complete the exams along with those modules, then you can proceed further. So here ACCA is giving you an optional chance. This is not mandatory for you guys, but if you consider giving optional modules, then your practical experience can be considered in it. So this is optional to us students, but the modules we have talked about previously was the mandatory ones.
So what next that we do have to discuss? Transition and FAQ. So now it is in high time where we should take the article which has been launched by the ACCA, and there's certain things if we can talk about the timeline that is mentioned by the ACCA and can have a discussion on the same in a quick way. So it would be a good thing. So this is basically the article which is made by the ACCA, and through the presentation which is basically you can able to see or download yourself from the description. You will be given the link from the same and just go yourself, can get yourself through the same and just look around what they have made. The feature ACCA qualification explained. See, they are still on their ethics or the moral value, like they still believe think ahead, and they're just focusing and just giving another reason to think ahead, because ultimately the feature that will be there will be talking about the data science, they will be talking about the AI. So whatever you will be learning now or feature in the ECCA will make you the person who is well equipped with the skill that are required into the employment learning that one would be doing. So this is what they have done.
Yeah, and
What
also the
changing and when
employers will get what they. Sorry.
Ultimately this is the main objective of the ECCA, that ACCA want their ACCA approved employee to get the best quality of the resources, and they are just
True.
they might be getting a mission, I don't know, but they are just trying to give another reason to the employees to hire the ACCA member or the person who is basically getting the ACCA qualification. So if we have been through this, you can just refer to the video which is made by the ACCA. If we just quickly go through the timeline which is there. So we are here now. And in June, what they're trying to do, they basically global launch event, your qualification always in demand. They will be just talking about what will be the ACCA transition tool, which has now been available or made available by the ACCA, which is something the hot topic we will be covering today. Something we are going to have a discussion on, keeping in sight that if you're an ACCA affiliate or if you're someone who is on the journey of the ACCA, so what will be the scenario? In August, you will be having this scenario like ACCA variant exam, guidance release, another guidance will be released by them. And then you will be having Ask ACCA Global Student webinar where you can ask your doubt to the ACCA, like why they're doing the, or whatever the doubt that you would be having, you can ask to the ACCA. In November, you would be having foundation knowledge exam guidance pack. They will be giving you the exam syllabus essential employability model. So what are the module? Now the question would be that they are talking about the module again and this will be something you will be getting to know in this November 2025,
November
right?
2025. Yeah.
So in 2026, what you will be having expertise in strategy professional exam guide pack. They will be talking, examiner team will be talking about like how things will take place. They will be talking about the exam syllabus, essential employability module. So they are the different types of essential employability module, right? So you will be having a detailed discussion. If those are for the expertise, those are going to come in the March 2026. Otherwise, those will be coming in November 2025. So ultimately, what we can talk from now to 2027 till the time the exam will take place in the new exam format, we will progress with every time we are passing on. Okay.
Yes, and I think
Yes,
they are giving us the changes constantly. Yeah, they are preparing us for 2027, the exam, how the exam will look like and modules will look like. So they are starting giving us the updates from now onwards till 2027 until we are prepared enough to give the exams.
Mike, if you would like to put some light on this 2027, the journey that it will be there, and the progress the student would be looking for to in 2027.
In 2027, foundations and knowledge level exam, ACCA Study Hub, Practice Femplam, all by the time it will be updated, right? And we will require to use the updated practice platform, try to cover the syllabus in the study hub. The ACCA will provide changes in it, and by 2027 they will guide us in a very best manner. I think that how to use the study hub, how to use the practice platform, and how the exam structure would look like, how the strategic professional exams, what are the things that we need to cover, we need to focus on. So by 2027 and March 2027, we will cover a lot of things by then.
So as in faculty, what I think the next 2-3 years will be the hard work, because ultimately we just need to go through.
Would be challenging for us as a student. Yeah, would be challenging for us as a student because we need to constantly updating ourselves with the changes they are giving us.
Even for the faculty as well, as being myself as in faculty, lots of work is coming on my way.
Yes, totally agree.
If we just look around, what are they expecting, or what they just putting on, like what we can able to have in April 2027 in regards with the new exam format. So they will be talking about the foundation knowledge essential model, employability model, right? Global standard webinar. So they will be probably having a webinar, a discussion, just guiding us what are those module are. It's still we are unclear with like how the module will be there, whether there will be assessment on the module or how they will be, whether it will be exam fees based or something like this. So what I'm thinking that right now we do not have any clarity about this. This is yet to come because they are still working on the same, right? And June is the time when you will see that the final sitting of the applied skill and strategic professional exam. So this will be the last time. This will be the last time then you will be sitting for the current exam structure of the paper, right? So the people or the student who are into the journey, and if they can think that they can complete all of the paper along with the EPSM, because this is the thing that affect your transition. If you can complete the EPSM and all of the paper of the ACCA, the pending papers, then you're good to go. Otherwise, from June onward, you just have to be online or in line with the new exam structure. So ultimately, it could possible that you might be left with a 1 or 2 mark paper, but otherwise, when you will be looking into, or when you will have to go through with the new exam structure, you might have to give some extra module. So all of these things need to be considered. So what I would be suggesting, so anybody who's at the paper 9, 10, I would be requesting them, and this would be my recommendation, to just speed up the process and just prepare themselves and just wrap up the exam. Do not forget to complete your EPSM. Otherwise, as being my ACCA affiliate, they are like total 14 module or the exam. Those are going to be counted. And if I'm not done with the EPSM, then I have to appear for one of the module. So what I would be requesting, that complete the EPSM once you're done with all the papers. Mike, would you like to put some light when what you can have on this July, like expertise, and there's something which is mentioned over there, the expertise of an aesthetical professional. What are they trying to do on this?
Yeah. Since you have mentioned the June 2027 sitting would be the last one for as per the existing ACCA qualification syllabus. Now the July one will be the ones that foundation and knowledge level exams available. These will be on demand, as is mentioned by ACCA. So on demand exams are mentioned, and those students who are foundation and knowledge level students, they can appear for July 2027 sessions, and they need to cover those papers as per the new ACCA qualification. The first opportunity for the students who are going to appear for the ACCA qualifications, and from July 2027 onwards, ACCA will only consider their new syllabus, like they are making changes or so.
So the discussion that we had about the business law paper, which has now been taken to the knowledge level from the expertise, it's supposed to be in the expertise because that was an structure of the paper, but you can see that was an on-demand paper and the scalable paper, and that was the only paper. So they have shifted it to their right place. That is a knowledgeable paper, right? So probably they would be thinking that the skeleton, the structure of the paper would look like that way, because the foundation knowledgeable paper will be on demand from the expertise and strategy paper. Those will be counting as an 8 paper. Those are going to be through the session wise, right? We still need to wait for the time to get ourselves confirm on the foundation and knowledge about the model that are going to be there. Okay. Then we will be talking about the August. That will be the time period where you will see that the September 2027 exam entry will close. And here you will have the expertise in the aesthetical professional exam. And that will be the last time to enter the September 2027 exam. That will, because ultimately they are putting the date just to give you the indication, or because ultimately by the date they are trying to rectify, or just not the rectify, but they are trying to put a planner ahead. Because ultimately, if you're going to prepare or pay for the September 2027 exam, for example, you're still left with 9 papers. So probably you will be sitting there. So they're just putting a time. Ultimately, the time has not been changed, because ultimately, this is what we have seen, that is still, or from the time, like 3-5 years, still, from the time at least when I'm doing or started my ACCA, this is something happened that if we are going to prepare or book for the exam, then for the session attempt, we have to book it of 1 month ahead, 1 month before.
Yes.
So the same methodology they are going to follow for the same. In the September, then they will be having yes, please. Yes, please.
Also, I think that they are giving us a timeline because they want us as students to be mentally aware, be not just technically or practically aware and practically ready for the changes, but also mentally. The students who might get worried that what to do next, and what if we have taken 11 exams by till now, we still need to take more. So they're just giving us a timeline to be mentally prepared, and for 2027 before 2 years. So exactly. Yeah, this is also a very good thing.
Ultimately, we are preparing the student for the September attempt, and it's still from that September attempt to 2027. It's a whole 2 years that still need to be processed. And what I'm thinking, that they have given enough time to be in a transition process. They basically care about the student. Something the good thing about the ACCA.
To process all the things as a student. Yeah.
That was about the journey of the ACCA. If you're someone who's an educator watching this webinar, then they're supposed to be go through this journey, and this is something that relevant for me. I will be going and just revising the same, and then just look around at what date is and what time period will be the important for me to prepare myself as in faculty for the student who are going to prepare the paper ahead. If we just keep ourselves in line or just look around, because we have covered the timeline, the timeline, like from now, what will be the journey of the next 2 years, or till the time then the ACCA will start taking their paper according to the niche structure of the paper, right? The ACCA course. Then we have discussed about the exams, like what are the exams are there. We have talked about the minimum eligibility criteria. The summary we have presented has been prepared from the same. About the foundation level we have covered. We have covered the knowledge level. We have covered about the expertise level. All things has been covered. So either you can follow the summary that has been discussed, or the discussion through the summary, or just give yourself a revision of the same. Employability model, we are still unsure about like what are the model which will be there, even though the name has been given there, but ultimately the detailed version of what will be there and how they would look like, whether there will be an assessment for them, and how we're going to practice them, how we're going to prepare them, whether there's a requirement of the faculty or not. All these things need to be considered, and these things need to be taken care of, and this can only be decided when we will be having a further information from the ACCA. Till then,
and these are things that are yet to be announced.
Yeah. if we talk about the practical experience, this is something we have already discussed, and it was that till now, we still need to require to do the practical experience of the 36 months, but this can be reduced by the 6 months if you are opting for the optional employability module. But this is to note, this is an optional, right? This is not a mandatory by the ACCA. And then award and designation are basically the modules. For example, after completing some number of the papers, what diploma certification you will be having, because ultimately what I've been in the thought that after completing all the paper, then only we get the certification. This is not anymore, and they used to be not, right? After completing knowledge level paper, or after completing the skill level paper, and after completing all final papers, you basically have a certification. So the same method has now been followed up, because ultimately ACCA not just appreciate you after each level, they appreciate you after completing each single paper of the ACCA itself, right? So something, a good note to be taken care of.
They're just boosting our confidence in order to take further level exams.
So that was about all the things that need to be taken care of, and I think we have discussed in a good detail. But now I would begin with some of the things, and we will put some of the example in front of you, so it would be better way to clear out the thought that you would be having. So I would be trying to give you the clarity on the thought that you should have. So there are the two things. We already have been through the timeline, yes, and you already have been through the infographic. Yes. Okay, we will use the transitional rule just to put the example of being an ACCA affiliate, or this is an example of being the student of the ACCA. So what are the papers? For example, if you right now, and if you do not take any paper in the next 2 years and start after in the new section of the exam paper, so what will be your journey and how many papers you still need to appear for? Then we will be talking about the questions. What does it mean? You probably would be having a doubt. So these are the frequently answered in questions. So we will be just going through and just look around what they're putting into.
Yes.
So this is what the main thing, the main discussion, something an important one, and I want your attention to the same. So either you can be the student, either you can be the one who is thinking to join or having an ACCA affiliate. So you, Mahek, being an ACCA student, thinking of joining, someone who has not been interested but looking forward to an affiliate, because I've been blessed to complete all of the papers that we are having discussion. So we will be going through every discussion. If someone who is starting ACCA, then in that case, you will look around whether you are someone who do have a minimal eligibility criteria or not, you're meeting or not. If you're meeting, in that case, you will be starting from the knowledge level. Otherwise, you have to attempt 3 papers of the foundation as well. If you're someone who do have a minimum eligibility criteria, in that case, they will be starting the ACCA qualification. And that's so they will be appearing for all of the papers, right? Exemption can fast track your ACCA journey, right? If you have completed PR learning equivalent to the ACCA exam, since see our exemption guide. So this is basically they've given, but still this is not sure. According to the next paper section, there is still clarity which need to be given by the ACCA, which will be released by some of the articles. So we will be having another session for the same. But for the time being, if you go over the example, you can see by the clicking yes. So in that case, for example, how many papers you will be exempted now. So in that case, how many papers you will be left. Okay, they are talking about select all the papers that apply. Remember that BT, FA, and MA and law will transit in July 2027, and other exams will there. So that was about like whether you're starting someone has the new one who is basically starting or not get registered for the ACCA, right? Yeah. But probably who is interested in knowing this information, or who is just watching the lecture or the webinar that we are having so long. So probably he's the one who is in the midway or have completed the ACCA affiliations. So if you're someone who's a student, we will take the example of the Mahek over here. So you are doing the ACCA qualification or foundation accounting? ACCA qualification.
I'm doing it from ACCA qualification, yes.
So how many papers you are done with? BT, MA?
Corporate law, I have done with financial reporting, audit and insurance.
So these are the papers which you are done with.
FM, SBL, yes.
This is the paper that you're still preparing for, and would be preparing for the September time. So in this case, the next question they're trying to know, would it be okay, or would you be in a better position to complete the EPSM before September 2017? I think you have done this already, yeah? So you will be selecting yes.
Yes, I have done EPSM already.
We will see what would be the scenario if we haven't done it, or we would not be able to complete it. So what will be the scenario? We will see that as well. So you are done with 12 papers of the ACCA for the 14 papers, and all 4 papers of the knowledge will be exempted. 4 papers means 3 papers and 1 module. And this is exactly the same way that they have another qualification that is known as an UK CISA, that is in cost management accounting paper, right? A qualification. So they have a module along with the papers. So I think this is what they are bringing, because ultimately UK CISA is something, another renowned qualification that we do have. In your expertise level, you will done with all the 10 things, including your papers and all the 4 module or whatever the module. But when you will see the statistical professional paper, you will got to know that business and sustainability reporting is still need to be done, because you haven't done your SBI paper, right? Because you have done your SBI
I'm still
paper,
left with some professional level. I'm sorry to interrupt, but yes, because I am I'm left with some professional level exams. That's why it is showing that yes, by the 2027, I need to complete all the other exams as per the new ACCA qualification. But yes, if you are existing student, and what we recommend to you is if you are still preparing for your exams, and by the 2027 you will be able to complete your professional level, then I think you do not need any. You do not need to take any exams by the ACCA. But yes, if you are still left with some exams, this is the transition tool they are providing to you, so
Just get
so that
yourself
you can
tracked and
calculate.
how many papers, and probably because ultimately if you're left with some 3, 4, 5 papers, so this can be done in 2 years, right? So try to wrap up
Yes,
this
yes,
in this
true.
old section because you are more familiar with this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Hmm.
That's what we recommend to students, that please, if you are able to complete all the exams by 2027, then go ahead.
Hmm. Expertise, because ultimately you will not be waiting for the 2 years, and because ultimately the exam fees is going to be double, or probably will be increasing by 20-30% in this span of the
They
2 years.
have
So
already changed their fee structure, and they might change their fee structure as per the new qualification. That is something uncertain.
because ultimately when you will observe that the fees for the BSc from the University of London has been increased, and that is in 3-4 like into Indian rupees. So probably what I'm thinking, they
Yeah,
might try to change the fees, and this is a high time to wrap up and complete all the paper of the ACCA. When you will see
true.
about the statistical professional paper, you will see that because Mac has done the SBR, she has not done the SBR paper, so still
SBL.
she will be going for the S paper first because SBL is done, so complete equivalent will be considered. This is the only one optional paper she will be choosing, and that will be anyone, and probably you will be choosing the AAA, I guess, the audit and insurance paper, and something that you would like to go with. Other than that, there's an
Yes.
additional paper which is there as a data science professional, right? This is a new topic, and which is something might be a good topic because ultimately now introduction of this paper has not left ACCA just an accounting qualification, right? This isn't
We
gone
are in the
too
world of
far.
science, and we need to keep us updated.
This has give us an indication that ACCA is not just another accounting qualification. This has gone been too far from just financials, right? Then you will be having
Just
a model.
accounting and finance. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So then you will
Also,
be
I would
attempting
like
this
to
paper and
mention.
this one. Yes, please.
Yeah. I would like to mention that if you are new student, and if you know about to begin your ACCA journey, then there is no need to worry. Complete your exam as per your flexibility. Since we are not in rush, and we are not here competing with each other, right? So we will tell to those students who would like to begin their journey, just do it as per your flexibility, do as per your schedule and timings. If you're working or if you're full time student, there is no need to worry. If by the time 2027 there will be some exams left for you, then on the current by choosing the right mentor, by studying smart, and by following certain strategies, you will be able to cope up with the new syllabus as well, and that is very true.
Actually, this is not the problem that ACC has created. This is just an advanced version of how they're thinking for the future. Something that if the
Yeah,
difficulty
so
would be there, so
there is no need to
they
worry
will be
for
in
us
support,
as
right?
a student.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, as a students, I do not think that there is something that you need to worry upon. If you're an existing student and if you're about to start, there is no need to worry. You just need to cope up with the changes regularly by 2027 in order to be mentally and technically prepared.
Hmm. If you're someone who has not or would not be able to done the EPSM but has done the probably 10 papers, right? In that case, you would be considered as an 11 paper completed from the 14 papers. In that case, you still need to appear for EPSM module. That is an essential employability module, ethical and sustainability leadership. This will be an additional thing that you have to do. But if you're someone who has done all the paper of the ACCA, so this will become relevant for you, that because these were the paper that I've attempted for myself. And for example, I'm
You
expecting to
can
complete.
tailor it.
Yes, please.
You can tailor this by ticking all of the boxes, the exams you have done, and then see what works best for you and what
Hmm.
ACCA is guiding you towards your qualification. And I think you need to make decision according to yourself. So
Hmm.
by focusing and analyzing by yourself, because only you know yourself better as a student, right?
Hmm.
So
So this
by
is
looking yourself, by looking clicking on the
this
portal, you will get to know a lot of things nobody can tell you.
exactly, this is what the recommendation that we're putting ahead. So you have to be, because
Yes.
ultimately your journey would be different from other one who is watching the same lecture or the one who is preparing for the paper. So you have to focus on yours, right? This is what it would look
True.
like if you're someone who has completed all the paper of the ACCA and would be expecting to complete the EPSA model before the start of the first sitting for the for the expertise and professional level. If you can able to complete the from the September 2027, in that case, you would not have to appear for any additional paper. But in a case when you think that you would not be able to appear for EPSA module, in that case, you would be considered as not an affiliate. You will still need to appear for one of the paper, and that will be module. So what I'm thinking, those modules such as EPSM now has become the part of the paper. This has not been left. So this is something to, in order to call it as an ACCA affiliate, we have to complete all the modules. This is something I can see as of right now. This is something I can observe right now. That was a good thing. They have given
Yeah,
us a
all
tooling,
the
right?
modules were mentioned in the slide.
Exactly. You can have yourself a revision or just get it done by yourself. And I think you would be in a better position to deal and find a staff for yourself. if we just cover on some of the question which has been given by the
No.
ACCA, like for example, if you've summed down of the paper and what are the things, if there are certain things which has been given as in frequently asked question, in that case, we will be covering on this area, right?
Yeah,
So
we would like to start from the first
we'll start
question.
From, yeah. Will learning partners be prepared to teach effectively towards the design qualification? What is your take? What they're trying to say? Yes, ACC will continue to provide comprehensive learning support for all aspects of the redesigned qualification. And as being an ACC approved learning provider, all the ACC learning provider or the faculty has to go through the training. And there is one of the module which is provided, or one of the specific app that is given like in tutor resources. So this is basically the medium through which the ACC facilitate the resources, or they just facilitate the way how students should be taught in the classes. What does its second question says is learning partner be prepared to teach effectively. So this is something we have discussed, right? If we talk about what the future qualification structure fixed question answer, they basically prepare what are the expected doubt the student would be having. So they just have given something, then this is in a way of the knowledge to resolve the doubt that you would be having. So what are the changes we are making as part of the design ACC qualification? New implementing module would be there. Award designation would be there. You know, they will be having a more focus on sustainability, social impact, AI technology. This is a main highlight of the changes, if there would be any. That sustainability, social impact, AI technology has been drastically.
We have already talked about this. We have already talked about this in the initial part of our video. So if you have missed on this, that you can go back to the video and have a look onto it.
Tailored education support enabling. And one thing you should not miss on that one thing is we are not changing is our rigor. It does mean that it will not become easier. Two things will remain same in ACCA: ethics and the rigorness. Anything can change, but these two things will remain the same. Ethics is basically the heart of the ACCA, and ACCA will not let this go nowhere, right? What is the structure of the redesign ACC qualification? So something we have been through this, right? Are these progress rules in place, or can exam model can be taken in the anyway? So basically, they are stating that whatever the statement that they have given, whatever the flow or whatever the sequence they have given, is just to reflect you they basically enhance the passing chances, the possibility of passing chances. But ultimately, it doesn't mean that if you're going to follow the other way or other flow, in that case, you will be losing the paper or failing in the paper. This is something they will not claiming, or this is something they're not saying. But ultimately, they would be recommending, or they have planned it accordingly, because they would be thinking that this would be the best recommendation approach. Because ultimately, you see that ACC says that you will be having exemptions. So it does mean that they believe whatever you are studying in the next people, you will be having the knowledge of the previous one. So that's why they have made the things in a flow or sequence manner. Would you like to take some question from here?
What students need to do to complete strategic professional level under the redesign qualifications? As we have already mentioned the strategic professional level, here it is also saying that there is 2 exams that needs to be the mandatory one. We need to complete 2 core exams necessary to do that, and then there will be only one optional exam. Lastly, along with the exam of strategic and professional level, we need to cover the module with states ethical sustainability leadership essential employability module that needs to be covered in order to complete the ACCA qualification.
And if you are thinking about whether the variant would be there, yes, the variants would be there for you to choose which variant you would like to study. Yeah? Then you will be having the choice to choose for your optional paper. Then will a student be able to take more than one optional exam if they would like to? This is what they're stating, that student will only need to complete one optional exam. However, as they can do currently, ACC member will able to complete additional exam to support there. So what does it mean? It could possible that ACC member who has become the member ACC might bring some of the paper for them as well. This is what they're stating. ACC member will able to complete additional exam. This could be an indication that they might be thinking of bringing some of the paper, or they might be some of the courses, diploma courses or something, short-term courses, right? Then if we talk about when can we see more detail on what covered in each exam, this is something good question to ask for. So in that case, we have been through the timeline, and this is something they have given already, like when you will be expected to have some of the detailed version, when you will be expected to know what are the modules are there, right? So this will take a process, this will take a time, because ultimately ACC is dealing with across the globe. They have a responsibility, authority is there, but there's a responsibility, right? So just to bring everything transparent, this is gonna take time, but something will be there.
Yes, and by May 2026, we will be very clear that what will be the exam structure and what are the things that we need to take care of.
Exactly. In that case, if there would be some question like that, what are the essential module, employability module? These are the module, mandatory employment, element at each level of the qualification. Each level essential employment module will need to be passed along with the level exam to progress to the next level of the module need to be passed. So can we say that completing only papers will not make you an affiliate? Module needs to be done together. These modules offer an integrated learning and assessment. Wow, there will be an assessment. This was the doubt I was talking about. They will be giving the assessment as well for those modules. for the student developing technical expertise and professional skill. So they will be more focused on the skills, professional skills. Assessment will be there, but more of the model they will be. So they will be just trying to get yourself familiar with other areas of the knowledge, right?
Also, I think ACCA is just trying to upskilling ourselves by the different level. By knowledge level, you will be having a different skill by attempting that module, particularly related to knowledge level, and by taking a module in expertise level, you will be having certain different kind of skills. So these is just upskilling ourselves on daily students related to this qualification.
Exactly. If I just talk about the second point, which is there, optional employability model, what does it mean? It says that here, other than the model which are there for each level of the paper, there will be some additional optional employability model will be there by the ACCA. And if you're going to attempt that, in that case, you will be reducing the PR time by 6 months, right? Then if we just look around, what is essential and optional? Yes. So essential would be the one which need to be done along with the papers in order to pass the papers or become an ACCA affiliate. Optionally, something you can do per your choice. Something you can just give it yourself a reading and it would be good. So ultimately, that was about the more of the discussion that we're supposed to have. And I think by the discussion that we spent it like 45-minute lecture or the webinar or the session, whatever you call this, whatever you will be getting this, probably you will be watching this at the high speed. That is all okay. But the knowledge or the process or the thought process that we expected to deliver, which has now been delivered. And I would like to call Mahek just to wind up the process and just to conclude the session, whatever we had been through. Please proceed, because we are just...
So since we have talked about a lot of things and try to summarize in the best possible manner for you guys, and I think we have summarized everything that has mentioned by ACCA today itself. And if you're still unclear by a lot of things, you can just directly go onto the link and go onto the ACCA website and get your queries cleared. Also, can you just go back to the slide? As you all know that we have mentioned a lot of things, the exam, the modules, the practical experience, exemptions. We are still unclear about so many things as well, but we tried our best to explain all the things in the best possible manner for you guys in very easy way. If you are still want to connect with us, and if you still have any kind of doubts, if you still need help in your ACCA one, I really hope that this webinar was helpful for you. This session was something meaningful we have added in your life. Also, you can connect with us over email, the mentormikebusiness@gmail.com. You can connect us over Instagram. We are more active there. On YouTube, you're watching it on YouTube. If you found this helpful, then do not forget to like, share it with your friends so that they will know these analysis better. Subscribe to our channel and also connect us over WhatsApp if you want to connect with us.
All right, thanks from my side. With that note, we would like to signing off from today's class and would like to meet you in the next one. Till then, take care. Have a good time. Bye-bye.